Last December, by unanimous decision of almost 200 countries, Azerbaijan was honored to host COP29. As the president of COP29, Azerbaijan will do its best to find common understanding between developed and developing countries, between Global South and Global North. We have 72,000 registered participants from 196 countries. Among them, 80 presidents, vice presidents, and prime ministers. So the world gathered in Baku, and we say to the world, welcome to Azerbaijan. Thank you.
COP29 अर्थात संयुक्त राष्ट्र जलवायु परिवर्तन सम्मेलन का 29वां संस्करण जलवायु परिवर्तन के खिलाफ वैश्विक स्तर पर उठाए गए प्रयासों का एक महत्वपूर्ण मील का पत्थर है। यह सम्मेलन जो हर साल आयोजित होता है, देशों, वैज्ञानिकों, पर्यावरण विशेषज्ञों और संगठनों का एक ऐसा मंच है जहां जलवायु संकट से निपटने के लिए नीतियां और रणनीतियां तय की जाती है। इस बार यह सम्मेलन बाकू, अज़रबैजान में हुआ और इसमें जलवायु परिवर्तन के शमन और अनुकूलन के उपायों पर गहरी चर्चा हुई। COP29 का मुख्य उद्देश्य ग्रीन हाउस गैसों के उत्सर्जन को कम करना और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को 1.5 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड तक सीमित करना है। इस दौरान जलवायु वित्त पोषण, ऊर्जा संक्रमण और जलवायु न्याय जैसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दों पर भी चर्चा हुई।
We are in the final countdown to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And time is not on our side. Exhibit A 2024, with the hottest day on record and the hottest months on record. This is almost certain to be the hottest year on record. And the masterclass in climate destruction. Families running for their lives before the next hurricane strikes. Biodiversity destroyed in sweltering seas. Workers and pilgrims collapsing in insufferable heat. Floods tearing through communities and tearing down infrastructure. Children going to bed hungry as droughts ravage crops. And all these disasters and more are being supercharged by human-made climate change. And no country is spared.
इस सम्मेलन में कई देशों के प्रतिनिधि, वैज्ञानिक, जलवायु कार्यकर्ता और पर्यावरणीय संस्थाओं के सदस्य शामिल हुए और वैश्विक सहयोग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए साझा प्रयास किए गए। इसके निर्णय पूरी दुनिया की जलवायु नीतियों को आकार देते हैं और विश्व स्तर पर जलवायु परिवर्तन के खिलाफ एक साझा कदम उठाने का मार्ग प्रशस्त करते हैं। इस महत्वपूर्ण वैश्विक सम्मेलन में ब्रह्मा कुमारीज की टीम, जिसमें ब्रह्मा कुमारीज संस्था की एडिशनल चीफ बीके जयंती दीदी, सीनियर सिस्टर मॉरिन, वैलेरियन, सोंजा, गोलो, एनेटा, ओल्गा, विनी, बुरहान, बिराजित, नताशा, नुराय और शांतनु ने अपनी सक्रिय भागीदारी से यह सिद्ध किया कि आध्यात्मिक दृष्टिकोण और जलवायु विज्ञान का समागम कैसे स्थायी और प्रभावी परिणाम दे सकता है।
Hello to everyone. I'm standing here outside the main venue the blue zone that we call of COP29 here in Baku in Azerbaijan. And this is the zone where the negotiations take place, and also where all the different non-governmental organizations gather. The countries have their stalls. So it's a place where many come together to really consider this crisis that we're in, which is the greatest crisis of our time, the environmental crisis. And we in the Brahmakumaris have been coming to COP conferences since 2009. And we want to bring the message of the importance of spirituality. So we host side events, press conferences, are involved in many different meetings, and most importantly involved with the faith-based organizations, part of the Interfaith Liaison Committee, which reports directly to the main UN body that oversees the COP conferences. And it's very important to bring the spiritual and ethical dimension. This is known as the finance COP, and still the richer nations are exploiting the poorer nations, even though the poorer nations have been the victims of the massive overuse of resources of the richer nations. And it's time to redress the balance. It's not yet quite happening, but there are two things. Spirituality, of course, takes us inside, gives us a lot of inner strength, helps us to build up our inner resilience, because there are many challenges to face in terms of what's happening with the climate all over the world. So we need that inner strength.
Yeah, hello, I'm Golo Pilz from the Brahma Kumaris Environment Initiative, and here we are just outside the COP actually. And this is a very interesting meeting point because everybody has to come in and come out from here. And from here, the buses are going to all the places where the delegates are standing. And right now, maybe 30,000 delegates are here, and we are halfway through the COP. And the result so far is a little bit mixed because no breakthrough has been yet achieved, and no really reduction in fossil fuels and so on and so on. And the delegates are a bit anxious. How is the future also of the whole process? On the other side, Brahma Kumaris is very busy. We have an exhibition inside, and we also have almost every day 2 or 3 programs where we talk about inner change creates outer change. If I become peaceful on the inside, if I become loving on the outside, I become cheerful, I become happy, and my actions are beneficial for the environment and for the climate. That's the message of the Brahma Kumaris. If I change on the inside and I join hands with the others, we all together can create a better new world.
And to see what is in our hearts, because maybe we have forgotten what is in our hearts. So I'm here to speak about this inside-out approach, to speak about the values of compassion, of respect, of peace. And then to see how we can practically use them in negotiations and also in our interactions. We are as an observer organization present here, so actually we do not have that much influence on the negotiations themselves. But what we can do is to raise awareness and to re-inform people about the need of including values, about the need of moral, spiritual aspects that should be considered in the decisions that are being taken.
Hello everyone, I'm at COP29 Baku, Azerbaijan, and I'm Dr. Rashi Gupta. I'm from India. I run an energy storage company in India, Vision Mechatronics, and I'm super proud to be here as a contributor to United Nations at UN seat, Council of Engineers for Energy Transition, where we work on decarbonization and energy related challenges. And I'm so happy to be here at the Brahma Kumaris booth as well, where they talk about spirituality and how spirituality is the final route to attain the peace, prosperity and happiness in our lives, because it's about an inward journey. I mean, I can see the world is at war right now, and we are here negotiating policies, frameworks, But something that is very crucial and important is on an inward journey and bringing peace to your own self first. When you are at peace with your own self, you are at peace with everybody else in the world, and that's what Brahma Kumari teaches you.
अजरबैजान में आयोजित इस सम्मेलन के दौरान ब्रह्मा कुमारीज के प्रतिनिधियों ने गोलो और सोंजा की अगुवाई में अपनी ग्रीन टीम के साथ प्रदर्शनी और विभिन्न कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन किया।
So in this COP29, Brahma Kumaris actually have over 50 events, and which is a record ever. And for first time this year, we have been asked to guide morning meditation in the food hub, and we have been asked to guide evening meditation in the cryosphere pavilion. And we're also doing our daily live stream, and we are invited to many other platforms, and we do interviews with people, so it comes to over 50 events over 2 weeks' time.
Why people are coming to the COP? I have met a grandmother, I have met a young person who is walking barefoot in the COP, I have met people who are scientists, engineers, climate activists, doctors. Why are here at this COP? Because they all have a voice for our common home, Mother Earth. We all want to really have a life that makes us feel proud that we are humans and we are doing the right thing. And the right thing to do is to live a sustainable life, to live a life of integrity where what I think, I say and I do is aligned. If I love Mother Nature, if I love this world, I would live in a way that reflects that love. This is the key message. To bring awareness of that innate love that is inside back into our everyday choices, whether it's the choice of food, whether it's the choice of clothing, whether it's the choice of anything that we do. We need to be very loving and respectful of the resources of the people around and of our inner way of being. So this is the key message of the Brahmakumaris that we have brought here.
ब्रह्मा कुमारीज ने इस अवसर पर कई अन्य महत्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रमों में भी भाग लिया, जैसे लाइव पैनल COP29 से क्लाइमेट विजडम, युवा सम्मेलन, फेथ पवेलियन, इंटरफेथ संगोष्ठी, UNFCCC के साथ इंटरफेथ संवाद, दैनिक लाइव स्ट्रीम, क्लाइमेट विजडम, प्रदर्शनी मीडिया सम्मेलन और महिलाओं के नेतृत्व से जलवायु न्याय की प्राप्ति। इन कार्यक्रमों के माध्यम से ब्रह्मा कुमारीज ने जलवायु परिवर्तन से निपटने के लिए आध्यात्मिक दृष्टिकोण को प्रमुखता से प्रस्तुत किया।
I'd like to begin with a greeting of peace, omshanti. Om means I am and shanti is peace. And yes, definitely, when there's peace within, something changes very dramatically within our consciousness, and we begin to have respect for ourselves, respect for human beings, for all forms of life, and for nature itself. So non-violence and doing no harm to others becomes an intrinsic way of our being. And you can see how we heard about the horrific statistics of war and the impact on the environment. We also heard about faith coalition, faiths coming together. When there's peace within, then I'm able to have a state of self-respect, self-awareness. And in that, I'm able to respect other religions, all traditions. I'm able to respect human beings, but most of all forms of life and nature itself. My understanding is that from the moment we lost contact with our own inner identity, our spiritual identity, from that moment we lost respect for ourselves, but also we lost respect all the way down the line, and the exploitation and the aggression that exists between human beings and humans and nature is a direct outcome of this. And so if we wish to reverse the process, we have to go back to the awareness of the inner being within. And in that awareness of who I truly am, then with that platform of self-respect in my own inner identity, my consciousness changes, everything else around me also changes. But on a very practical level, I know that the Brahma Kumaris are one of the leading users of renewable energies in India. We have over 5,000 centers, and many of the larger ones are equipped with solar systems but also the smaller centers use solar cookers. Just one example, our main headquarters in Baku caters for 30,000 people at a time, and we prepare all our meals with solar thermal power. And just imagine, we're able to prepare a meal for 30,000 people in 90 minutes. Now, this is a direct outcome of using the inner awareness of peace to creating a solar system which is totally new and was developed as something which was the first of its kind in India. You heard about Anata spending 10 years as a volunteer working as a project manager for this. And it was, the motivation came from inner peace. It leads to an expansion of our horizon and creativity in a way that is used for peaceful means in the world.
COP29 में ब्रह्मा कुमारीज की सक्रिय भागीदारी ने यह सिद्ध कर दिया कि जलवायु संकट से निपटने के लिए आध्यात्मिक दृष्टिकोण और सामाजिक जिम्मेदारी का एक साथ होना अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। इस सम्मेलन के जरिए ब्रह्मा कुमारीज ने यह स्पष्ट किया कि जलवायु परिवर्तन को प्रभावी रूप से संबोधित करने के लिए एक सशक्त आंतरिक परिवर्तन और सामूहिक प्रयास जरूरी है, जिससे हम वैश्विक स्तर पर एक स्थिर और हरित भविष्य की दिशा में कदम बढ़ा सकें।